Hey everybody, Joe here with Candid at the Movies. This time I want to talk to you about The Acolyte, Season 1, Episode 7. This is a spoiler review for the episode. I've been doing episode by episode spoiler reviews until the finale next week. So this episode 7, is called Choice. And we yet again go back in time to a time where they were on the planet where they found the twin girls, right? But this time it's from the perspective of the Jedis. There were 4, well, technically 3 and 1 apprentice, 1 Padawan. So they go to this planet. They had been there apparently for 7 weeks. The Padawan was very bored, wanted to go back home to Coruscant. And I can see why they were bored, because it was like no life there, just a little bit of vegetation. But what they believed was a planet that was actually basically dead due to a catastrophic incident that happened years prior, probably about 100 years prior. But not only was this planet alive, but it was thriving. There was a lot of plants and vegetation and animals and things of that nature, but they kept, having to eat the same things over and over again. But still, this was odd because this planet was supposed to, or basically considered, a dead planet. So come to find out, Soul and the other in the squad, they end up splitting up. So they split up, they all go their different routes. Soul runs into the girls, May and Osha, and hides behind a tree or some structure in order to see them interact, and sees where May is basically bullying this rainbow fly of some kind that was living on the planet. And Osha was like, "I hate it when you do that, stop." So she runs off, just like what we saw from a past episode. And then Soul keeps running into the situation at the wrong times, like seeing the girls getting pushed over while they're getting trained, and seeing Osha be reprimanded because she could be doing better using the Force to push back. So Soul, understandably from his point of view as a Jedi, he's looking at these children that are Force sensitive and apparently are being, from his point of view, bullied, probably manipulated of some way, and he thinks that he feels like he needs to save them. But the other older Jedi, whose name I can't remember right now, we'll just call her Trinity because she played Trinity in The Matrix, says, these there's different, cultures, and, they're a little insular, like, let's go back to the council. But Soul was dead set on making Osha his Padawan, which kind of mirrors, the Acolyte, basically.
He said it!
Wanting to have a young person that you can teach everything that you have. So Soul, long story short, Soul and the Padawan, they go to, the 4 of them end up going to where the Witch Coven was. So this is in order. So they go to where the Witch Coven is, and we see what happens when Anastasia takes over the mind of the Padawan. And it's crazy, like the amount of dark magic and that Anastasia possessed. So when they leave, of course, Soul is like, you know what, we have to save these girls. We have to save these girls, or whatever. Let's not go back to the Jedi Council for whatever reason, but we have to save them. So Soul and the Padawan end up sneaking over there, and long story short, Soul ends up killing Anastasia right in front of May. So of course May is inconsolable and is going to want her revenge and be mad because, yeah, you just killed my mom right in front of me. Whoa, didn't see that coming. We do get our Wookiee fight when some of the other mothers get into the head of the Wookiee Jedi. That was a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, we find out that the fire that May started was on accident, and she was actually being manipulated by one of her mothers to stop OSHA no matter what. And, you know, because of that fire and the witches basically, you know, being possessing, I think the name of the Wookiee Jedi was Kilnaka, I can't remember, but they all end up passing out. So I don't know whether or not they died at that moment or if they all passed out and was unable to escape the fire. Either way, that's how OSHA ends up becoming a Jedi. Now, was this episode good? Yes, it gave a lot of good information, a lot of cool new things to the canon that were once a part of Legends, but now is a part of canon, which is really cool. The bad part, though, is that they keep going back and forth, you know, and I don't think that is done really well. I don't have a problem with the writing. I don't have a problem with the actors and actresses. I don't have a problem with the cinematography, but I feel like the pacing is always being interrupted. And now that we're about to be at the end of this, it really kind of is out of order to me. And you know, of course, with Star Wars, you kind of have to think about, okay, so where are we in this, you know, timeline? But now we have to think about where are we in this timeline, but also we're going back 16 years. I think that's just doing too much. So what do you all think down in the comments below with the Acolyte? We got one more episode. I'll be dropping that next week, and that'll be it. And then I'll give the entire series a grade. So y'all take care. Have a fantastic day. I've been Joe with Candid the Movies. Please click that like, share, and subscribe. Peace.